Today is Labor Day, and I'm going to talk again on the subject of the church. I know many of you have heard people talking about the priests, archbishops in the Catholic Church, as well as other religious leaders, using little children, little black boys, little white boys, little Japanese boys as prey. I'm just going to leave a very simple message to the Pope, since it seems as if nobody else want to do it. Mr. Pope, Mr. Diocesan Archbishops, have you ever considered that maybe you need to set the record straight and allow those men to do what's in their very nature? And it's in their nature. And it's in their desires for a woman. And it's in the nature of many nuns to have a man. I ain't talking about no funny man. I'm talking about a real man who can get the job done down there in Texas. That's what I'm talking about. And somebody must say it. Somebody must say it. If the truth was told in the open about the game that is played in religion, the whole world would be shocked, but not we who are among the righteous. I'm from the country. I'm from the farm. We raised animals, hogs, dogs, cats, horses, mule. Yeah, we had a couple mules on our 50 acres of land. And I have not seen yet not one male, not one female animal that was gay and did not know what God had put in them to be. And so when they get in heat, as we called it in Brooks County on the 50 acres of land, living with my grandmother and grandfather, we know what they do. We know what a chicken does. When a chicken wants the companionship from the opposite sex, we don't see two chickens climb on two chickens. If they do, they playing. We don't see the two dogs laying on each other like they would lay with the opposite sex. They got dog sense. They got dog instincts. Wait a minute, I'm not down to nobody. I'm not down to nobody. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling you about my experience on the farm. So what I'm saying to you is a simple suggestion. If the priests want the companionship of a woman, why restrict them by laws and ordinances that is against what is written in most all holy books that have any God instinct in them? Now, I was a pretty good young man. I was not in the street as a lot of young men my age, but I knew what puberty was because I had already been told about it. And I told my daughter about her son when he started going through that area of life. And the same thing is applicable to girls. And if you don't catch it at the right time and know what you're dealing with, you could lose your children. That's how strong that nature pool is. And so, if you are gay and there's nothing nobody can do about it but you, then do what you do. But I'm talking about the people who are the carriers of the Ark of the Covenant. I'm talking about the people that God talked about when he said, keep the bread fresh. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to be gay and live the gay lifestyle, there's nothing wrong with that in your eyes. So go on and do it. After all, there's something left on record for that. And I may quote it for you. Galatians 6:7 says, for God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. I didn't say that. I only quoted what the book says. And I don't hate nobody. even the people that rise up against me, and Lord knows they do. I was threatened severely during the 90s with the Willie James Williams case in Valdosta, Georgia. I was threatened in February the 5th, 2015 in Gordon, Georgia, called a nigger by a group of whites. And I took my camera and walked up among them and said, "Where's the nigger?" I didn't get angry with them because God have blessed me or the devil have cursed me to know what a nigger is. A nigger in ancient Egypt, which is going back before America gave it a label, they were spiritual people next to God. It was like God creation. When somebody called you a nigger, it was an honor. So the white European flipped the script, make it sound like what Elijah Muhammad said in Message to the Black Man. The white man have taken good and made it evil. He's taken evil and made it good. And that's what we fail for. And I remember, and it became a part of me, that if a member of the white race tell me to go inside, then I rush outside. If he tell me to go up, I go down. If he tell me that Santa Claus is Jesus and Jesus is Santa Claus, I look in the mirror and find I'm all of those things. I'm Santa Claus and I'm the Jesus and the master of myself. And so I go out and I bought toys for my kids. I didn't need Santa Claus to buy my toys. And to my children, the book says I was their father. And if I was their father, then I had a responsibility to give them instructions that would last for a lifetime. And I tried to give them my best because they deserve no less. And now I'm giving it to you because I love you. Somewhere I read, want for your neighbor that which you want and have for yourself. And since I taught my children like this, and when I see the confusion going on in the world, then I'm going to teach you what brought me from a mighty long ways. 20 years in the military, business for 14 years, worked at Walmart, sporting goods department manager, and did an outstanding job, and they fired me for nothing. And still I smile and I rise because of what those educators told me in the all-black school. You got to be twice as good as the white man. And with the grace, by the grace of God and a lot of good luck, maybe you can get the same job. So we got to keep telling our children, you can do everything but fail when you put God first and you get up off your backside and do some work and walk with men and women and children who are not as afraid as hell and chicken out like a lot of our religious leaders. Very few people will say what I just said, but somewhere I read the truth must be told so the lies can be exposed. In the days of old, if we didn't have the church, we wouldn't have had nothing. If we didn't have the black preachers and white right people that was on the right side of God, we wouldn't have had nothing. God always got a lamb in the bush that's going to give you the truth. And they're not going to be Uncle Tom that ain't James. And when they are elected to office, they're going to represent you if it costs them their life. And we got to call them out. You know an Uncle Tom? You know an Uncle ain't James? You have my permission to post their name beneath this video because it is time that the Uncle Tom that ain't James be exposed on the local, city, county, state, national, and international stage so the whole world will know who is good for them and who is seeking their destruction. Peace be unto you. Have a nice day. Labor Day. Bye-bye. We gone.